Hello, so if you notice, today we are doing the volume again. We're doing the square pyramid and the triangular pyramid. So remember, volume is the number of cubic inches that fit on the interior of the shape. So that means we're filling up the shape. We're not doing the outside, the edges. We're filling it up with water, with popcorn, or with whatever. So if you look on your formula charts, you should see the formula for volume of a pyramid is 1/3 area of the base times the height. So 1/3 big B times H. So this formula is the exact same as the prism formula from yesterday. Remember over here that was volume equals big B times H, except for it has the 1/3. The reason for that is that instead of having two bases and just filling it all the way, it's coming to a point, so you only have 1/3 of that. And we just watched a video where we watched them pour 3 of these into a prism to prove that this times 3 will get us the prisms. So let's start with the 1/3. Right here, 1/3 would just be written as 1/3. And notice that I already split up my sections. So now we need area of the base. So what shape is the base? Point to the base right here. What shape is it? Good. This base is a square, so that's why it's a square pyramid. This is the same thing you would do for a rectangle though. So to find the area of a square, look on your formula charts. It's base times height. So at my base of my base is 1. And at this point, remember lately I've been telling you to go ahead and redraw it. So I could even, if I wanted to, at this point redraw the base over here and label that base 6 inches by 6 inches. That way, instead of having to deal with the whole shape and getting confused, I'm only looking at this part of the shape over here. I'm going to actually move this so that you don't think that's part of the formula. This is a picture of what our base looks like. So the base of my base is 6, the height of my base is 6. So it would just be 6 times 6. And 6 times 6 gets us 36. So the area of my base is 36. And then finally the height. And notice that I went ahead and made this height red. So unlike on surface area, when we do the slant height, the volume doesn't use the slant height, it uses the actual height because that's the distance in the middle of the shape, and we're filling up the middle of the shape, not the edges of the shape. So my height is 4. Notice on your net, the height isn't even labeled. So when we go to plug that all in, we're going to put volume equals 1/3 times 36 times 4. So plugging in these numbers never is a problem for people. What ends up being a problem for people is this fraction 1/3 right here. They kind of get freaked out. So 1/3, well, that's the same as splitting something into 3 pieces and only taking one of them. So if I tried to do 1/3, and I rewrote this whole thing right here, 1/3 times 36. So first I'm going to do 1/3 times 36. I'm going to leave the times 4 alone. 1/3 times 36 is the same thing as taking 36 and splitting it into 3 pieces. What operation is that? Good, that is division. So over here I'm going to do 36 split into 3 pieces. If I split 36 into 3 pieces, 3 fits into 3 once. 1 times 3 is 3. That would have 0. Bring down my 6. 3 fits into 6 twice. 2 times 3 is 6. And I'd be left with nothing here. So 1/3 times 36 is 12. So when I go to rewrite this, I'm going to write volume equals 12 times 4. So multiplying by 1/3, not a big deal. Multiplying by 1/3 is the same as dividing by 3. So now 12 times 4 gets me 48. So my volume is just 48 inches cubed, 48 inches to the 3rd power, because volume is filling the interior, so there's 3 dimensions involved. Thank you for watching. Let's go ahead and move on to triangular pyramid. We're going to go through that one a lot quicker though. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this real quick. Okay, so we're about to go on to triangular pyramid. When you switch the page, some of you might not already have this down, so I'm going to give you a second. Go ahead and pause the video and write down the numbers that belong to the triangular pyramid. And the formula, the exact same formula because it's still a pyramid. Okay, so 1/3 again is the exact same. Big B stands for area of the base. So if I look at my base, what shape is my base on this? It's the triangle, and in particular, it's the triangle at the bottom. So again, instead of dealing with the whole shape, I'm going to go ahead and just draw my triangle off to the side. This is my base here, and I'm going to label that so that I don't have to think about it. I just know exactly what numbers go where. So right here in the middle, that's where my 8 is going to go. That's not the area, that is the height of my base here. I'll go ahead and change that color. So my height of my base is 8. The base of my base is also 8. So right here, the base of my base is also 8. And these slanted edges are 10 each. So now when I go to do big B, I don't have to worry about anything on the whole 3D shape. I only have to worry about this base that I just pulled and rewrote. So formula for area of a triangle, 1/2 BH. What is the base of my base? The base of the triangle is 8. What is the height of my base? The height of the triangle is also 8. So when I go to plug this in, I'm going to say big B equals 1/2 8 times 8. So then I can just work it out. Remember, multiplying by 1/2 is the same as dividing by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4 times 8 is 32. So if you got lost getting from here to here, in a second we'll just work together. So then my H is the height of the entire prism. So I'm no longer talking about my base, I'm looking at the entire prism. The height of the prism is 12. So I'm going to plug in 12 for my height. So when I rewrite that, it's 1/3 times 32 times 12. Well, I think I rewrote it over here. Let's look. Yes, 1/3 times 32 times 12. This one is a little bit different because we can't split 32 into 3 pieces quite as easily. So remember, we said with multiplication we can switch the order and it doesn't change anything. So I'm actually just going to switch the order here. So you can rewrite this as this. So 1/3 times 12 times 32. Well, this part I can do quickly in my head. If I'm doing 12 divided by 3, hopefully all of you know that 12 divided by 3 is 4, because 4 times 3 gets me 12. So I don't have to work that out actually. 1/3 of 12 just gets me 4. So now volume equals 4 times 32, and 4 times 32 is 128 feet, cubic in feet actually. So 128 cubic feet, and that is all. Okay, so make sure you have down all your notes. We're about to do some more examples together. You have both of these examples now, and tomorrow we will move on to cones and cylinders. Thank you guys. See you in, well actually I see you right now.